Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a little bit of Tex Mex nacho soup, and I'm making it vegan style today. Trying to lose some weight, trying to lose my cholesterol, but it's very easy if you want to make it not vegan to substitute all my vegan ingredients out for regular like dairy and meat. So yeah. Just gonna jump right in. Let's just get started. I'll start off with all the ingredients you need. So for me, I'm using nutritional yeast. Non-vegan version, I would use cheddar cheese shredded, cornstarch, corn, pinto beans, coconut milk. Instead of coconut milk, the non-vegan, I would use heavy cream, Rotel mild diced tomatoes with green chilies and the hot kind. And then I have vegetable broth. If you're making it not vegan, I would use beef broth. I have some diced up garlic and habanero, about 3 cloves garlic, 1 whole yellow onion diced, and 1 red bell pepper diced. I have my ground beef. I'm using vegan kind, and I also have a thing of cream cheese. Also, I'm using vegan kind, ground cumin, chili powder, pepper, and salt. And this is about 2 tablespoons of chopped up cilantro. And I also have sliced black olives. Now, in addition to those ingredients, I also have limes, extra cilantro, and avocado, and tortilla chips that I'm gonna put on top at the end as like a topping. So you can put whatever you want on there, but that's what I'm doing. Oh, and fake shredded cheddar cheese as well. Okay, you guys, this is gonna go really quick. Once you get everything prepped, it's so easy. So I forgot to mention you need vegetable oil or olive oil. And I put about 2 tablespoons into a large stock pot, or you could use like a cast iron, like, what are those called? Dutch ovens. So I got my onion and my bell pepper, and I'm gonna stick that in first. And I'm gonna get this nice and translucent. This is also a good recipe to just throw everything in a crock pot and let it simmer for the day if you don't want to do it in one of these. Right, now that the onions and bell pepper are nice and translucent, I'm going to add the habanero and garlic. And this is really finely diced, I mean minced up. And I used to have this at my old job. I used to work at a casino in Milwaukee here, and the restaurant I worked at in the casino always had nacho soup. Not always, but it used to be on the menu sometimes as like a specialty soup. And I fell in love with it. I had never heard of it before until then. But it was delicious. And I love it. So we're gonna let that cook for about 5 more minutes until that gets soft. And then we're gonna move on to the ground beef. Now I'm gonna add the ground beef, and you're gonna want a pound of it, and I'm using Beyond beef. I kind of like it for recipes better than the Impossible beef. But to each their own, whatever you want to do. And you're just gonna wanna smush it around and break it up into very fine crumbles for this recipe. And at the same time, we're gonna add, what is it? Let me get my recipe book here. 2 teaspoons chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin here. And I like to add that before I add the stock, because you want the spices to kind of open up from the heat of the bottom of the pan. So I'm just gonna crumble this up. If you hear Wolfie's in the background screaming, he is not wanting me to make this recipe right now. He wants full attention. I totally forgot to mention, if you don't like spice, I would totally, instead of the habanero I put in here, I would do a jalapeno in replacement of the habanero. But I like a spice. Did you lose your spoon, Wolfies? Now I'm gonna add pepper. I have a grinder, so I'm just gonna grind and grind and grind until I feel like it looks good. And less is more in the beginning because you're gonna want to taste it along the way and see if you need more. Also, same thing with the salt. So for starters, I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of salt in here because I don't want to over salt it or over pepper it to begin with when I could just, you know, taste it along the way and see if it needs more. So this is all nice and crumbled. Now you're gonna see just how quick from here it goes. So next I'm going to add my beans. A lot of people like black beans. My favorite is pinto, so I'm adding pinto beans. Drained. Let me get this baby. I also have the Rotel diced tomatoes. This is the hot one. It has habaneros too, so you know I like spice. They also have the mild version, which I also got. And add that with the juice. You don't need to drain these. This can open. There we go. And then I'm using black olives. This is a 3.8 ounce can. Throw that in there. And as you could tell, it's like everything that you would put on nachos is going in this soup. And then I also have a 15 ounce can of whole kernel corn, no salt added. I like to add my own salt. And I also have coconut milk, and this is unsweetened and the regular kind. Don't get the light kind. And Wolfies, I'm probably gonna have to put you down for this one because I need to scrape the sides of the bowl because it's so thick. And again, if you don't want to do the vegan, I would use heavy cream. So coconut milk going in. And this is at the point where you just throw all the rest of the ingredients in the pot. I know, baby. What else do I have? Oh, vegetable broth. Again, if you want to make it not vegan, I would use, what is it? Beef broth. And how many cups is this in here? 4/3. So this is 4 cups of broth. And I'm gonna leave about a half a cup in here to make a slurry with my cornstarch. I'm also going to add 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Apparently, this baby wants to cook with me today. So 1/4 cup nutritional yeast. If I wasn't vegan, I would use maybe a whole cup of cheddar cheese shreds. Pour that in there. We're gonna give this a nice stir. And this looks so creamy. And I don't know what it is about Tex Mex. Maybe I'm the only one. Let me know if you like it too. But during winter, I love Tex Mex because Tex Mex is always so like comfort foody to me. And it's always so like rich and just warm. And all the spices on a cold winter day. It's like, I live in Wisconsin. I think it's like 20 degrees today, which is like a tropical heat wave because the other day was like -8. So I got this all stirred up. And then, oh, I almost forgot the cream cheese. Now, if I wasn't vegan, I would use regular cream cheese, obviously. And this is 8 ounces. I've never had this brand of cream cheese. It's Kite Hill. I love Kite Hill for everything else. Yeah. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put 4 ounces in. Oh, I know what this baby's problem is. He's obsessed with cameras. So he sees the camera and he wants to be on So I'm gonna put half the container because this is 8 ounces. Okay. And let that melt into there. I'm also going to put 2 tablespoons of chopped cilantro in here. And with this dish, I'm just gonna pour the rest of my stock in there, which is about 1/4 cup. And I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of cornstarch in the same bowl. And I'm gonna mix it up with a whisk so it's nice and blended. And you're like, what is cornstarch for? It thickens up the soup really nicely. So I got my whisk, and you're just gonna whisk it up until it's nice and well incorporated in here. I am so sorry about my baby. If anybody has a child, you know how hard it is. I know, sweet guy. Just gotta whisk this and I'll pick you up again. So it's all nice and whisked together. And I'm just gonna pour that in there and thicken that soup right up. Get all this stuff out of the way. So I'm gonna stir this all up and get that cream cheese all nice and melted. And then I'm gonna simmer it for like 2 hours. Let all the flavors, you know, meld together, and then taste it and see how it is. So, see you guys in a couple hours. Let me just show you what it looks like. Look how creamy and delicious that looks. So good. So good, right, Wolfie? It's been 2 hours, and I'm gonna stir it up. It looks a little orange in color. I'll show you in a minute. The only thing I have to say about this vegan cream cheese is you kind of have to like mush it. It doesn't break up as well as like dairy cream cheese does. So I'm gonna taste it to see if I need to add anything. And at this point, I think I'm gonna add about 1 more teaspoon of chili powder and a half a teaspoon more of the cumin, and a touch more salt. So a couple pinches more of salt, because it's not as spicy as I want it. And chili powder doesn't really add too much like actual heat. It's more of like a flavor. Stir it up. It looks really freaking good though. Taste it again. Can't have this. So good. You want to make up a bowl? Let's make up a bowl. Now that the soup is all done, I'm gonna add the toppings. First, I'm gonna add some tortilla chips along the edge here. Fake cheese sprinkles, some sliced avocado right on top. I also have jalapenos. I'm gonna add a couple of these right on the top. I'm also gonna add some fresh cilantro. And last but not least, I love a squeeze of lime juice. Oh my God, this looks so good. Nacho soup. You're welcome, because this is really good. I already know before I have it. It's so good. My favorite part is all the stuff you get to add at the end. And makes it really good. Little tortilla strips. And there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.